guys, welcome back. So what we're looking at today is lesson 8, keeping track of all the possible outcomes. Sometimes we have a lot of them, so it's hard to keep track of all those possible outcomes. So consider the experiment. Flip a coin, then roll a number cube. Elena, Kieran, and Priya each use a different method for finding the sample space of this experiment. Elena carefully writes a list of all the options. Heads 1, tails 1, heads 3, heads 4, so on and so forth, as you can see. Kieran makes a table. Priya draws a tree with branches in which each pathway represents a different outcome. So we have these different ways to show the different possible outcomes. So compare the three methods. Which is the same about each method? What is different? Be prepared to explain why. So looking at each of these, they are all slightly different, but they represent the same thing. They all show the 12 possible outcomes. So they all show 12 outcomes, which is how many we have total in this situation. But some, especially Elena's, so Elena's method up here of just writing it all out, can get difficult with more options. So Elena's is more difficult with more options. Now, which method do you prefer for this situation? Well, that'd be up to you guys. So you'd be able to decide which one you prefer the best. It's just up to you, whether you like seeing it in the tree diagram or the table or just list it out. So for number 3, find the sample space for each of these experiments using any method. Make sure you list every possible outcome without repeating any. So for A, we have flip a dime, then a nickel, then a penny. Record whether each lands heads or tails up. So we'd have heads, heads, heads. We'd have heads, heads, tail. We'd have heads, tail, heads. We'd have tail, heads, heads. We'd have heads, tail, tail. We'd have tail, heads, tail. We'd have tail, tail, heads, and we'd have all 3 tails. So there are 8 outcomes. Now with this, it probably would have been the easiest to have a table listing heads and tails and then filling in based off of that. For B, for Hans' closet has a blue shirt, a gray shirt, a white shirt, blue pants, khaki pants, black pants. He must select 1 shirt and 1 pair of pants to wear for each day. Once again, a table is probably going to be one of the easiest methods, either that or the tree diagram. I don't quite have enough space to list all of them out, but there are 9 outcomes. So we had 3 shirt options times 3 pant options, which gives us the 9. For the last one, spin a color, then spin a number. For this, notice we have this down here. So we have 4 possibilities here, and we have 5 here. We multiply them together. We're going to get 20 total outcomes. Once again, there's a lot, so I won't write them all. And for D, spin the hour hand on an analog clock, and then choose AM or PM. So we have 12 hours times 2 times of day. So we have 24 outcomes. So this is what we're looking at when we're dealing with outcomes and tree diagrams. So we could have done, we had, let's see, AM, PM, and then listed out all 12 of our hours. And that would be how we could show it. So this is what we're looking at here. The tree diagram is your key word for this lesson, tree diagram. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Have a wonderful